Hello and welcome to my channel, Talisman Tarot. In this reading I want to ask the cards and spirit directly through channeling about what the gossip is on you, what are people saying about you behind your back. And I have 6 groups here that you can choose from. This will be group number 1, this will be group number 2, this will be group number 3, this will be group number 4, this will be group number 5, and this will be group number 6. So I will ask you to use your intuition and choose the group that speaks to you the most, the group that catches your eye, and that group will be your group. And if you need any more time to choose, you can just pause the video. But if you don't need any more time, then just head down to the timestamps in the description box below and click on the timestamp for your reading, and your reading should appear in front of you. And yeah, that's all. And yeah, I'll see you in your reading. Hello, group number 1. You chose this Das Märchen Tarot deck, and I will start with some channeling and then I will shuffle these cards for you. Group number 1. So I'm going to do the channeling now. So Spirit, can you answer this question for group number 1, the people who will choose group number 1? What's the gossip on group number 1? What are people saying about group number 1 behind their back? I feel like some people might be a bit upset with you. It's not like, I feel like it's maybe one person or 2 people who are upset that you didn't text them back or that you didn't respond to them. Maybe they tried to talk to you at a grocery store or at a supermarket or shopping mall or something like that, and you didn't respond, and maybe you just didn't see them. But I feel like there's something here about someone feeling a bit left out or a bit like you're ignoring them. And I also feel like some people are talking about you being more interested in other people than the people you usually hang out with, that you have found some new people, some new friends, and I feel like some of your old friends are a bit upset that they feel like they've been switched out, like you've swapped them for something better or something. Like, yeah, I feel like people are just a bit upset that you're not giving them the attention that they believe they deserve from you. So it's like, but it is positive in a way, because it's a sign that people really want to hang out with you, people really want to talk to you, and so they feel left out when you don't respond. And if you weren't an interesting person, then people wouldn't get that upset if you ignored them. So it's a good sign. It's a sign that people just really want a piece of you, and they feel like they can't really get that, or that they want more, but more of you, but that you are limiting the time you spend with certain people in your life. Like maybe you have put some limitations on some people, told them that you can't talk to them all the time, or something like that. or that they can't call you in the middle of the night or something. And this kind of made that person feel a bit left out or a bit neglected. So I feel like there's some gossip surrounding that, the fact that you have ignored a person or two people in your life, and I feel like if it's two people, I feel like they kind of talk to each other about how victimized they feel or something, that they can't really get a hold on you like they could before. So, but I'm gonna shuffle and see what the cards have to say. This could also be your family, feeling like you're spending more time with your friends than your family, or that you're not respecting that blood is thicker than water, and that you should invest more in your family than in strangers or something. So with the sun, I think people are very positive. Like, people have a positive view on you, and it is for that reason that people get upset when you don't call them back, or if you don't respond when they try to wave at you at the grocery store, because people really want to be your friend. People want to be in a part of your crew, a part of your group, friend group. Like, they want to be an insider in your world. Like, people don't like to be the outsider. People want to be a part of whatever you are a part of, whatever you're building. I feel like you're also, like, people can tell that you're building something, and they really want to be a part of it. Like, they want to kind of like, they want to sweet talk you into liking them so much that you actually invite them into your maybe business, or, like, I don't know what it is, but I feel like you're doing something and people can tell that you're building something up, and it's now or never. Like, now people feel like a bit like they have to rush to become a part of whatever you're building. Like, they want to be a part of it. And with the King of Swords, I think people can tell that that you're very smart, and that you can look through the bullshit. Like, you can tell if people are being dishonest, and you can tell who are the right people to hang out with, like who are gonna be there for you if something happens. Like, you can tell if people are being fake, or if people are just trying to sweet talk you into inviting them to a party or something. Like, you can tell if it's not genuine. And I think people can sense that, you know, if they are being fake, or if they are lying, or trying to manipulate you or something. And so they know they can't play mind games with you. Like, they know that they can't. I feel like they also know that they can't change your mind. Like, if you've made your mind about someone, like, then it's it's going to be very hard to change your mind about that. So I feel like maybe someone in your life feels like you misjudged them, or that you have painted them to be a devil, or like not necessarily so dramatic, but like that you've painted them in a light that they don't find very flattering. And so they are trying to change that. And I feel like that's maybe also why they are so focused on sending you text messages, trying to get in contact with you, because like it's not because they want to be like, I think they want to be friends with you, but I feel like the first agenda on their mind is that they want to change your perspective on them, your view on them. They want you to like them, and they can tell that you don't like them, that you have something against them, and they want to change your image of them. And I feel like there's also a bit of desperation to kind of get you to change your mind, but they also know that it's going to be difficult, because when you've made your mind, it's not easy to change it. So and I feel like also a part of them knows that you're right in a part of your perception of them, like the reason why you don't like them is a bit justified, or it's kind of true. Like they were a bit shady and doing some shady stuff, and they thought they wouldn't get caught, but then they could tell that you knew about it, or that you could see through the bullshit, but you didn't really say anything like about it, but they could tell that you knew, and so they kind of want to get back in and explain themselves, or try to manipulate you into not believing what's actually true. Like so but I'm gonna shuffle some more cards and see what's the gossip on you, group number 1. What's the gossip on group number 1, the people who will choose group number 1? Oh. Okay, so with Princess of Cups, I think people can tell that you're a dangerous person, or that, not that you're a dangerous person, but like this card is like it's a mermaid, and like people can tell that you have a power. People can tell that, like, if they get you on their if they get you if they get on your bad side, then you can actually do some damage. You can change other people's minds about them. Like you can do a number on their reputation, because you have, like, people believe in you. People, like, there's something very honest about you, very loyal, very trustworthy, And people know that, like, if you say something about someone, it's true. So you have that power that people believe in you. People believe in what you say. And so if you tell someone that a person cannot be trusted, people trust you, trust the information that you deliver to them. So they believe in you over the other person, no matter what the other person says and does to kind of try to change their mind. People will trust you more. And so you have that power, and people, some people in your life have realized how dangerous that is, because especially those people you have in your life who are a bit toxic and manipulative, they know that you can see through them. You can tell when they are trying to wreak havoc and get people against each other, and you can tell that they are doing it behind the scenes, but it is them doing it, and you can tell that they are the catalyst that is making all the drama, even though they might seem very innocent, but you can see through it. And so this person or these people, I feel like it might just be one person, but I feel like this person is very afraid of you ruining their reputation by telling people who they actually are and what they are actually doing. And they are afraid that they can't really change their mind, because they can't change your mind about it, because they know that you know the truth. And it's very difficult to change the truth when someone has figured the truth out. So I feel like someone is like, the only weapon this person has is to spread some rumor about you being a bit dangerous, that you are not trustworthy. So that, but it's not really working out, because people trust you more than this person. So even if this person spreads rumors about you being a liar or something like that, people don't believe it. So it's difficult for this person to kind of get that across. But I feel like this person is still trying. But it's not really working out. And with the Prince of Pentacles, I think people can tell that you're a very tolerant person. You're very patient with people. You don't react when you should sometimes. Like, sometimes people say or do something to you, and you're like kind of letting it go and just moving on, and like not really making a big fuss about it. And people know that about you, that you're not the person. You're not a dramatic person. You're not someone who makes a fuss. And so they know that when someone comes along and says that you're a liar, or you're manipulating people, or that you're dangerous, or like something like that, people just know that's not true, because you're the most you're a pacifist. You don't want any wars. You don't want any drama. You just want to live a simple life where with as few conflicts as possible. And people know this because people have witnessed you getting into situations where anyone would have gone ballistic, and got really mad, but you just kept calm and like said, oh, let that person just do their thing, and until they get tired of it, it doesn't matter. Like, and so I feel like many people have seen how well you have dealt with attacks and people saying stupid things to you, and how much it actually takes for you to actually react to an insult. And so people know you're a very drama-free person. You don't really want to start any conflicts. So people know that that like whatever this person is trying to spread about you, like rumors about you, people just know that that doesn't fit your personality. But it's this, like I feel like this person who's trying to spread rumors about you, it's because they are frightened. They feel threatened by you because they know you know something about them that you can share, and that would ruin their reputation. And so to try to save their own ass, they try to spread rumors about you so that you don't seem as trustworthy, so that when or if you spread that information that they know you possess about them, then people wouldn't believe you, or that's what their end game is. That's what their goal is. That's what they hope to achieve from doing this, but they won't achieve it because they are not as trustworthy as you are, even. And it's only making it worse that they are trying to spread these rumors, because that's just making people believe them less than before. So it's kind of biting them in the butt. And yeah. But people seem to have a very positive view on you in general. Most people around you see you as like the light, the person who comes into a room and lights up the room, like the person who puts a smile on people's faces, the person who's always like when you're not there, like when you're absent from a party or from an event, or from your workplace, or like when you're not there, people miss you and people want you to come and spread positivity and joy, because you have the power to kind of lift up the energy and lift up the vibration and make people feel better about themselves. And I think people really like that you're such a positive person. I'm also sensing that people really like that you're the type of person who compliments people just out of nowhere. Like you always just compliment people for the smallest things, just like throughout the day. Like if you notice something new about about someone, then you point that out, and like you have you're very good at noticing things about people, and that's something that people really like. That you actually notice them and notice the small changes that they do with their appearance, but also all differences in their mood, or in their like maybe like people just like that you notice them, and so people have a very positive view on you. So when there's some gossip going on, people don't believe it because they don't have a reason to, because they know you're a very, very pure person, You have a very pure soul, very light soul, bright soul. And so, yeah. But that's all I have for you, group number 1. I hope this reading was helpful. And if it was, please subscribe to my channel. And if you want a personal reading from me, check the description box below for more information on how to get one. And have a great day, and bye. Hello, group number 2. You chose the Cosmic Tarot. And I will start with some channeling, and then I will shuffle these cards for you. Group number 2. So, Spirit, can you answer this question for group number 2, the people who will choose group number 2? What's the gossip on them? What's the gossip about them? Group number 2. I feel like a lot of people have a lot of positive things to say about you. I'm sensing a lot of admiration for you, for something that you've done, something that you've accomplished or achieved. Like, I'm sensing that people look up to you for something that you did, and find you very courageous and brave and bold. Also, like I feel like you've done something that needed a lot of guts to do, like something where you had to put yourself out there. And I think a lot of people have been talking about that behind your back, that you inspire them, that it's inspiring that you have dared to put yourself out there. And I don't know what this is about, but I feel like some of you might have tried to start something, like maybe start a business, or started a project, or posted something online about your a project, or maybe shared some of your art on social media or something, and or actually had some kind of breakthrough where you've actually made something major, like a screenplay, or I don't know, but I feel like there's something that people really look up to you for and talk about it in like a lot. I feel like people are chatting about this just quite often, actually, that they really think you have a very great talent, and that is such a great, like you're so great at sharing your talent or something, that you're really going places. Okay, so okay, so with seven of Pentacles, I feel like people see how you've, like, I think there's something you have been doing for a while, where it's like you've built something up over time, and now it's kind of like escalating, or in a good way, where now it's actually starting to become something. Like maybe it's been brewing for a long time, like maybe you've been working on a project for a few years, and you've been working on it non-stop, but it's not been ready ready for the public, or not been, like, it's just been brewing. And I think now it's suddenly like come up to the surface, and people can see it, and people can see what you've been working on for years, and people can tell that it was worthwhile. Like it was, it's you haven't just been like wasting your time. It's actually something, like it's something big. And with Two of Wands, I think people can tell that, like, that it's, even though it seems like you've done something that's big now, or starting to become big, starting to become influential, they can still tell that there's more ahead. Like you have more things brewing. Like it's just gonna keep adding up. And like I feel like people are very proud of you, proud of what you've achieved, proud of where you are, proud of what you've become, proud of your public presence. If you have a public presence, like I think people are very proud of how you present yourself to the public, and people just admire you for your guts, that you dare to do some things that other people wouldn't have dared to do, or even do something original that hasn't been done before. Like I feel like people just see you as like someone who's really starting to make it in the world, and they can, like, even if you aren't like very, very successful right now, people can just tell that you are, like, it's just around the corner, like you are gonna be successful. They can tell that what you've been brewing on, it's gonna be like, it's gonna balloon and become something really big. And so yeah, so the gossip is actually not gossip, it's positive stuff, or it is gossip because it's being said behind your back, but it's only compliments. It's just people just admiring your talent, admiring your courage. With Judgment here, people can also tell that you've gone through a big, like, rebirth, like you've transformed yourself. You've become more self-aware. You've become more like in alignment with your true self. Like you're living your truth. You're doing something where your genuine genuine authentic personality really shines through, and people can tell that it's like you're not playing a part, you're playing yourself, like you're portraying yourself in a very authentic way. And with the Magician reversed, people, the only thing that people might talk about in a bit of a negative light is that, like, even though all this is true, like that people might feel like you're betting on one horse, like that you're focusing on this one talent that you're really, really good at. And that's also amazing, and people really admire you for it and talk very highly of you because of this great talent that you have. But there's also some people in your life who feels like you have plenty more talents that are not shining as brightly as the others, like or as the other one that you're focusing on, that maybe if you did some more like versatile work, try to maybe incorporate some of your other talents into your work as well, that you could maybe gain more success I feel like this comes maybe from a family member, like a close family member, like a mother or a father of yours, or like someone who just thinks like, oh, you're so talented, why are you limiting yourself to just doing one thing when you can do everything? And so I think it is quite good that you're focusing on this one thing, because betting on one horse is often a rather good idea, especially if it's our greatest talent. Then we can have some secondary talents that could potentially become the primary talent, but maybe sometimes it's just better to just focus on what we're best at right now, and then just perfecting that. And I think that is a good idea. But yeah, I feel like some people feel like you're so talented that you're limiting yourself by just doing one thing. Maybe also feeling like you should put more apples like in the basket, or like, or whatever that is. But like, you know, that maybe trying different things could potentially double your success. But I also feel like someone kind of wants you to be a sellout, like kind of like maybe if you're doing something on social media or doing something like that, there might be someone in your life who feels like, oh, you should do more advertisements, or you should do more sponsorships with people, and that you're not taking advantage of your platform in the most like most profitable way, but maybe it's not in alignment with your brand to have a lot of sponsorships and advertisements. And so that's also okay to limit yourself to kind of keep your true self and keep portraying the authentic you. And so I think it's actually a good approach that you have. And I think it's gonna make you more success in the future to actually be true to yourself instead of selling out. So yeah. But people always have like people always think they have like the best advice, like they know what you should be doing. Like there's always those people who think they have the holy grail of like good advice, and that you should listen to them because they know everything, and they know everything about marketing and advertisements, and like they know how to brand and market, and there's always that know-it-all who thinks they know everything. And I feel like that's maybe the person also, that there's a person in your life who's constantly in the belief that they know what you should be doing to make more profit. But I don't know if that person is actually right about what they like. I don't know if they have the right idea of like, because it's that person is not you. They don't know what's right for you. They are not on your path. Like, so they don't know. They don't have the guidance that you have. The spiritual guidance that you have, and that is the guidance that I feel like you're listening to. And so I think you should keep following your intuition and doing what seems right, what feels right, instead of listening to people who are not on your path, who are not your spiritual guides. So yeah, but I think that's all I have for you, group number 2. I hope this reading was helpful, and if it was, please subscribe to my channel. And if you want a personal reading from me, check the description box below for more information on how to get one. And have a great day, and bye. Hello, group number 3. You chose this Cirque du Tarot deck, and I will start with some channeling, and then I will shuffle these cards for you. Group number 3. So I'm going to do the channeling now. So Spirit, can you answer this question for group number 3, the people who will choose group number 3? What's the gossip on group number 3? Okay, there's some gossip about you not listening, or that you're a bit like that you're daydreaming, that sometimes when you're in a conversation it seems like you're not really paying attention, or that you're thinking about something else, or that you're like that you're a bit like distracted by your own thoughts, that you get easily distracted, maybe also by things around you, or but I feel like people just talk about you, like people talk about you in a fun way, where like people make fun of you in a, like, I know that it's never fun to have people make fun of you, but I feel like people make fun of you in a light way, like it's not serious, it's not meant to hurt you. It's kind of like people actually find it a bit cute or delightful that you're so distracted. Like it's something that people find very adorable, actually. Like, and so when people talk about it, they talk about it in a positive way, but also like they like to make fun of it, like that there might have been some situations where people were talking about something, and then they asked you about it, and then you answered something completely far away from what they were actually talking about. So it was very obvious that you had not been paying attention to the conversation, because you ended up maybe answering something that had to do with the conversation that you had, that they had like an hour before, like something like that, as if you had missed out on like an hour of conversation or something. I don't know. But I feel like people talk about you. People also, I feel like people can tell that you can take a joke. Like, so they don't actually say anything behind your back that they wouldn't say to your face. So I feel like these things they talk about these things behind your back, but it's not like secrets or something they wouldn't want to get back to you, because they know that if you heard it, like if you heard that they had been talking about you in that way, that you wouldn't mind, because you make fun of other people as well, and you're a light person, and you don't take things that seriously, and you like to make fun of yourself as well, but I feel like people are actually very positive when they talk about you. It's like people smile when they talk about you. But I'm gonna shuffle. So with King of Cups, I think people can tell that you have a very spiritual side, that maybe you have some psychic abilities, and maybe people also contemplate whether when you disappear, like when you daydream, that maybe you're like that you're getting some psychic visions, or that you're like having conversations with ghosts in your mind, or that you're like doing astral projection, or like something like that, that they don't know if you're just daydreaming or if you're actually doing something spooky. With the Knight of Wands, I think people see you as very entertaining, very funny, like you have a very light energy. You're very good at making fun of yourself, good at good at not taking yourself too seriously. Like you don't mind being the butt of the joke, and you also don't mind like I feel like you sometimes you're the butt of the joke, but most of the time I feel like you are making fun of other people as well. And people like that about you, that you dare to kind of poke at people and like say something that everybody has been thinking of. Like everybody wants to ask that question. Like I feel like you have asked some questions to people where people just felt like, oh, finally someone had the courage to actually ask that or say that, and I feel like people see you as someone who's like, you, because you're so cute and adorable, it's like you can get away with a lot of stuff. Like you can get away with making fun of people or asking some very, very controversial questions, and like because people kind of like, when it comes from you, like they don't actually mind, because they like you, even when you're testing them or kind of but I'm gonna shuffle some more cards and see what people are saying about you behind your back. Group number 3. So with Page of Wands, I think people see you as very creative. Like you're very good at creating beautiful things, maybe you do something for a hobby, like maybe you are good at makeup, like putting on makeup. Could also be good at painting or embroidery or knitting or doing something like arts and crafty, something like that. Or designing or decorating or something where you use your creative abilities. And I think people talk about that in a good way, about your ability to create beauty. And sometimes people might feel like you're plugging some stuff, like maybe you might ask, like if you have I don't know if this is specific for some of you, but if you have a business account on Facebook where you sell some stuff, like I don't know, if you have a small business or some kind of hobby that where you sell the stuff that you have made as a hobby, people might feel like you're plugging it, like you're trying to force it on your friends, or but this is more specific for a few of you, so it might not resonate with you, with all of you, but it might resonate with some of you. But I feel like some people might feel like you're taking advantage of the fact that you have quite a lot of friends, like a quite big friend group, and I don't know, but I think most people actually really enjoy your talent and actually really likes seeing pictures of the things that you've made on and see them posted on Facebook or posted on Instagram. They actually really like it, but maybe some people feel like it's a bit much, or like, but I feel like it's one person who thinks that, like, but the majority actually really likes that you're sharing your life and sharing your talent and sharing the things that you like. So it's not, I don't think you should listen to like one person who is a bit of a hater, because there's always like that one person who hates on everything, and it's very hard to make that type of person content with anything. Like so yeah. But I'm gonna shuffle some of these archetype cards just for the fun of it. Yeah. Because I feel like, yeah, I'm gonna see what people are saying about you behind your back. Okay, so people aren't like saying a lot about you, which is a good thing. Like there's not a lot of rumors going on about something. Like people are kind of chill. Like people are not saying anything about you that they wouldn't say to your face. So it's not really like there's no rumors, like no secret rumors going on. But people are saying that you're a mediator, that you're very good at negotiating, good at like keeping the peace, but maybe that you're also very diplomatic. Like you're good at, like, when you get in some kind of conflict with people, you're very good at finding a resolution very quickly, or a solution to it very quickly. But a solution. Maybe also something about resolution, but I feel like people people see you as very fair, that you have respect for both sides of an argument, that you're good at also keeping some kind of balance in your personal and professional life, that somehow, like, even though there's like this one naysayer who feels like you're maybe plugging your business on social media to your friends, and that you shouldn't be using your business account to write personal stuff or something like that, but I think most people actually feel like you're very good at keeping your personal life and your professional life very separate. So there are two different views on that. And I feel like the majority actually sees you as someone who's good at creating that balance. So with a pioneer reversed, the shadow attribute says compulsive need to keep moving on. And that's actually not a very negative shadow attribute. I feel like people might talk about you kind of moving from one thing to the other, that you're not settling down, that you're kind of moving a lot, or moving places, moving jobs, that you're not that you're not staying in one place for a long time, and that you might have a need to kind of do different things all the time, that maybe you get a bit bored with things if you do them like repetitively for a long time, that you kind of need some changes sometimes. But maybe you also have been forced to kind of move from place to place because of outer interferences. But I think people might talk about you having like a need to move from one thing to the other, that you get tired of things quickly, that you might start projects and then you don't finish them, or something like that, or that you start a project and then you get interested in something different, and then you want to kind of try that out and see where that goes, and that people might feel like you don't stay in one doing one thing for long enough to actually make it a success. So you have all these unfinished businesses that could actually become really, really successful if you just gave them more time or something. Or tried a bit harder or something, I don't know. But I feel like mostly people just see you doing great things, posting beautiful things online, being very cute and adorable, and just very easy to like, and it's mostly positive, so it's really like people find you very likable, and so you could do anything and people would still like you. Like you could sell slaves and people would still like you, and like not really, but you could get away with a lot of things. So I feel like the people around you are very ride or die type of people who actually are very invested in this friendship or relationship that they have with you. So yeah, but But that's all I have for you, group number 3. I hope this reading was helpful, and if it was, please subscribe to my channel, and if you want a personal reading from me, check the description box below for more information on how to get one. And have a great day, and bye! Hello, group number 4. You chose this Vision Quest Tarot deck, and I will start with some channeling, and then I will shuffle these cards for you. So I'm going to do the channeling now. So Spirit, can you answer this question for group number 4? The people who will choose group number 4. What's the gossip on them? What are people saying about them behind their back? I feel like people might be gossiping about something you do, some kind of habit that you have, that they are a bit nervous about, or that they are afraid that too much of a good thing is bad for you, or something like that, that you're doing something in excess, that there's something you're indulging in, or addicted to, or maybe it's some kind of medication that is prescribed to you, but people feel like it's changing your personality, even if it makes you feel better. People still feel like then it's only better for you, but not for the people around you. That it's that like there's some people who feel like your main goal is to feel good, or that you have that you're too focused on feeling good, that you're hurting people in the process, or that your quest to becoming numb, or is actually making people feel miserable around you, or I don't know. It's a bit dramatic, I'm not gonna lie. It's like, if you, for instance, like this is just an example, like if you've been depressed for many years and now suddenly has got a prescription from your doctor and gotten medication for it, then and now you're suddenly feeling good for the first time in many years, then people around you are not being happy on your behalf. Like people are not happy that you're happy. They feel like they would rather have the depressed version of you, because the depressed version of you was more authentic, or was like, they felt like that was more you, and the version of you now, the happy version of you, is not the real you. It's not that they have lost the real you, or that like if some of your friends might feel like they've lost a friend because they liked having a depressed friend, or liked having a friend that had the same issues as them, or like if you also, if you used to be overweight and then has lost weight now and become more healthy or something, then you are maybe happy with the transformation, or you might be very content with it, but then you might have some friends who are overweight and or the weight that you used to have, and they feel like you should get back to being like them, being the same weight as them, because when you were that, then they felt better about themselves, or felt like they were enough, or that like, but now they feel like, oh, they should also get into shape because now you're doing it, and so they feel like, oh, they should probably do it as well, and now they can't use like maybe they used to bitch about how hard it was to lose weight, and they might have bitched about that with you, but now they feel like they can't bitch about that with you anymore because now you have lost the weight, and so there's nothing more, like now they can't, like now they have lost that friend that they can bitch with. So that could be it, and that could also be with the depression thing, that if you were depressed before, then like your friend might still be depressed now, and now they are still depressed, and they want their depressed friend back because that depressed friend was the only friend that they could bitch with about life and how horrible everything is, and how difficult everything is, and how miserable everything is. And now that you're happy, then they can't talk to you about how life sucks and everything is dark and nothing ever works out and stuff like that. And so I just feel like people, like I feel like for most of you, you're happy now. You're content with where you are. Your life is not like you're doing something for yourself that it seems to be helping you, and people around you are not being supportive of that. And that could also be, of course, I don't know what, but I'm gonna shuffle. So 8 of air, it says interference. So I think people are interfering. People want to interfere with your life. They feel like they have the answer. They feel like you're doing something in your life that is not right, that you're living your life incorrectly, that you should live your life the same way as they are living their life, and so they want to. I just feel like people around you want to interfere, want to have like some kind of intervention for you. So if you have some kind of addiction, or maybe you don't have an addiction, maybe you have it under control, but people don't really believe that you have it under control, or maybe this is actually some kind of the like opposite of intervention. Like maybe if you used to drink a lot, then maybe you have sobered up and are living your best sober life, but then you have some friends who are alcoholics still, and they want to have an intervention with you and make you come back to the dark side and drink with them again and stop being such a prude. Like, I don't know. I'm gonna shuffle some more. So What's the gossip on group number 4? So with 7 of Earth, which is 7 of Pentacles reversed, I feel like people are talking about you getting out of something. So people feel a bit left behind, or that you've moved on from them, or that you are you have bettered yourself, or you have done something, you have got yourself out of a negative situation. So maybe if you were studying, maybe you felt like you were studying the wrong thing or the wrong subject, and so you switched your major, or you switched to a completely different career path or something, and got a lot happier doing that. But then there's some of your old classmates who felt the same way as you, felt trapped, felt like they were on the wrong path, felt like they didn't really belong. And now that you left them behind, they feel like, oh, you got out. Like you're so lucky that you got out, but they also feel like a bit jealous, and they feel like you should actually kind of come back to them. That you had no right to just leave them behind. Even though you're much happier now, it's just not fair. That like they miss you and they want you back, and so there are some people who just genuinely misses you and wants and knows that you're doing the right thing, and you knows that you're on a better path, but they feel like they want you back, even if that means that you need to get back to the misery with them, but then at least then you would be in it together with them, instead of leaving them behind all alone in the misery. So I feel like also there might be someone who's a bit sad that you moved away, even though like you might have moved away from your childhood town and moved to a bigger city or something, and then like one of your friends might have stayed in your childhood town, close to their parents, close to everything that they know, and they feel like, oh, you made it out, like you got out of the trap, but they still feel trapped. They feel like they can't move away. They need to stay close to their parents because their parents are sick or something, and so they need to stay in the same place. But I don't know, that might be specific for some of you, but maybe not all of you. But I feel like there are some people around you who feel a bit left behind. And they see you living your best life, and that you're doing something selfish for you to make you feel better, feel good about yourself, feel good about your life, but they aren't really happy on your behalf, because living your best life means you moved away from them, or changed location, or changed job, or changed something about yourself that made them feel like they can't really be a part of your life anymore. But what's the gossip on group number 4? Okay, so 8 of Pentacles, which is inner order. I think people talk about how you have somehow found inner peace, or that you have created some kind of system for yourself, some kind of routine that helps you, something where you've incorporated certain things into your life. Maybe you've started meditating or doing something for yourself. Maybe you've like done some self-help work or something that has really changed your life or something. And people just people are happy for you to some extent. But they also, there might be some people who feel like you're a bit sanctimonious or self-righteous, or that you think you've found that you're living the correct way, or that you feel like you're more holy than other people because you've changed your path or something. And that you look down on them, or but they see that you've found this inner peace, and that you are more in alignment with your true self, and that you seem to have found happiness. But there is like some kind of but here, like that they feel like you should get back to being miserable like everybody else. Like that some people around you feel like it's not something you can get rid of. That you need to be miserable. That being miserable is just a part of life that you can't really escape. And if you're escaping it, then you're cheating life, and you're not actually escaping it. It's just an illusion or something. It's very melancholic. It's very yeah. Like, this is like someone who's a bit of a nihilist, but yeah. But I feel like it's a good thing. Like, people see that you're feeling good, you're living your best life, but they just are jealous. They just feel like they can't achieve what you have achieved. That this is not something they are capable of, so they don't feel like you deserve it either, because that is unfair in some way, that you need to be miserable like them. That we all just need to be miserable together, and accept that fact, that it's a fact of life, that I don't know, but and stop kidding ourselves. I feel like this person feels like when you tell people that you're so happy now that you're sober, or happy now that you've lost the weight, or happy now that you've started antidepressants, or happy now that you started therapy, or started meditating, or started doing something for yourself to help your mental health, then I feel like some people in your life just don't believe it. Like, they don't believe that you're happier, that it's just, you're just kidding yourself, and you're just trying to push it on other people to live the same life as you are living now, or something, that it's, I don't know. but I think like you just do what makes you happy, and don't waste time worrying about these people in your life who don't believe you deserve the happiness that you have found. And those types of people don't really deserve a part of your life either. So to be a part of your life, I mean, so yeah, but I think that's all I have for you. Group number 4, I hope this reading was helpful, and if it was, please subscribe to my channel. And if you want a personal reading from me, check the description box below for more information on how to get one. And have a great day, and bye. Hello, group number 5. You chose this Omega Land Tarot deck, and I will start with some channeling, and then I will shuffle these cards for you. So, okay, Spirit, can you answer this question for group number 5? The people who will choose group number 5. What's the gossip on group number 5? Okay, I'm sensing that people might be talking about you doing something that's very masculine, or that you somehow are portraying yourself in a very masculine way. If you're a woman, I feel like some people might, maybe someone from the older generation might be gossiping about you being a homosexual or transsexual. Maybe this is coming from someone else as well, but I feel like someone is gossiping about it in a negative way, like that, oh, you're confused, or that you're not dressing your gender, or that you need to dress more femininely, and that you weren't a tomboy when you were younger, so it doesn't make sense that you should be a tomboy now because you can't just become that, or something like that, even though it doesn't make sense. Like we can always change and transform throughout our life. We're supposed to, like, we're not supposed to stay the same throughout our life. We get experiences, we change our perspective on things, and we change our personality, and if we didn't, it would be a sign that we haven't evolved at all, haven't developed in any way. And so we develop all the time, and sometimes we develop into other different down different paths than and sometimes, like, we're also, like, some people are a bit later to acknowledge who they are, because maybe they have been put in a box their whole life, and so they've always felt like they've had to act a certain way to be accepted. And maybe the reason why you weren't a tomboy when you were younger is because you felt like you had to be feminine in order to be accepted, and maybe to be accepted by this actual person who is now criticizing you for suddenly becoming a tomboy when actually you always were, but you were too afraid to be that because of this person. So I feel like I know this is very specific, so it might not resonate with all of you, but I feel like for many of you there's just something in the air, like some kind of gossip going on about you being masculine all of a sudden, like that you're interested in some masculine things, that you have some hobby that is a bit masculine, or or that you have chosen a path, maybe educational path, that is considered more masculine than feminine. Like maybe you have chosen to become an engineer, which is something that both women and men can become. And so it's not gender specific, but maybe there's like an older person in your family who feels like, oh, that's a manly field, like something only men should do, or something, that it's not something for women, like, or whatever. It could also be a man saying this, like a man in your family who feels like, oh, women should just be in the kitchen and men should be the engineers who go out and do mechanical stuff, and like that's a man's job. I don't know. There could be some sexist man in your family who feels like you're kind of taking the job from men or something, like that women shouldn't take jobs from men, or something ridiculous like that. But I don't know. But I'm gonna shuffle and see what the cards have to say about what's the gossip on you, group number 5, the gossip. Okay, so with Ace of Cups, I feel like people might be gossiping about you being a bit sensitive, which goes a bit against the whole masculine thing, but not really. But like there might have been something where someone in your family said to you, oh, something about your gender, something about genders in general, where they weren't talking about you in particular, but they might have, like someone in your family might have said like, oh, the LGBTQA or OBCD or something, or made fun of all the letters or something, and you might have said like that's very offensive to make fun of that. Or maybe someone made fun of transgendered people or something, and you might have just said that that's not right. You shouldn't make fun of that. And I think someone has like said behind your back that, oh, you're just so sensitive, like you need to take a joke, like it was just a joke, like you're just too emotional, that you shouldn't get offended that easily, or something like that. And with 8 of coins reversed, I think okay. I'm just getting a message here. I'm just trying to figure it out. It's a bit specific. It's like that someone, like, I feel like you might have said that someone was being a brat at some kind of party. You might have said that someone was acting very spoiled, and you pointed it out, that and I think someone got really annoyed that you were kind of that you were trying to like raise their child as if they hadn't raised their child good enough or something. So there might have been something where people feel like you were a bit of a know-it-all, or that you were trying to be very righteous and sanctimonious, like you knew exactly what was wrong about the child, or why the child was acting out, that it was because of the parents' behavior, but the parents were like the parents just got annoyed that you pointed it out or something. I don't know. And I feel like the something about someone with the name Tina. Tina was not being a brat, or something. I don't know. But that's very specific, I know. But so, but with 8 of coins, I think people might have like felt a bit annoyed that you like if you look at this card, like it's someone who is like going through like a what's it called, a vent or something, to grab onto a beer bottle, and so he's trying to like take out something that's hidden. And I think when it's reversed, I think people might gossip about you kind of reaching a soft spot on like that people that you said something to some people at a party that really like where you called them out on their bullshit. You pointed out that they were either sexist or racist or transphobic or homophobic or something, and they didn't like that they got called out, like that their nastiness was out in the open, like and that it was like you made it obvious to everyone around how insensitive they were, and you made a big deal about it, and it made them feel like they were like the worst person in the world, and that everybody kind of turned against them because of this, and they kind of give you the blame for it because you pointed it out. And I feel like people are, there are some people in your life who are a bit tired of you calling them out on their bullshit. Like that you just need to just let people live instead of nitpicking at them, or like that is or something like that. Even though I think these people deserved it. I don't think you said anything that wasn't justified, but they don't see it in the same way. They feel like you were out to get them, that you had like entered the party with like with a what's it called, the like with a weapon, or like, you know, that you were out to get them, like that you came armed with things that you might like. There might also be some people who feel like you had rehearsed a speech from home, like that you went to a party or a family gathering or something like that, and you came prepared, like you came like you had already, like you knew what you were gonna say to these people. You knew what arguments you were gonna tell them or show them, like you were gonna and they feel like they got ambushed, like I don't know, but there was truth in everything you said, like, but they felt like you were out to get them, or that you should have chosen a better time, or you should have done it personally, privately to each person, instead of putting that person on the spot in front of everyone. But I'm gonna shuffle some more. Some more cards about what's the gossip on group number 5. Group number 5. 10 of Swords. So people, I feel like people see you as, like, I don't think they see you as this defeated person. I think they feel defeated by you, like that you have, like someone feels very hurt by you, that you had a lot of shots that you wanted to fire at them, like, and you that you wanted to embarrass them in front of everyone. Like there is something about you embarrassing someone, or making that person feel uncomfortable, or making that person feel like they were being made fun of. But I feel like it's within the family. I feel like that it was like, I just think you went to a family party, and like there might have been a creepy uncle that you always wanted to say something to, like you always wanted to talk back at that person, because that person has been saying creepy stuff for many years, and maybe you had some speech rehearsed, like in case that creepy uncle would say something creepy again, and then like that creepy uncle said the creepy thing once again, and so you delivered the speech that you had rehearsed, and that person felt very defeated, or felt like, oh, you were out to get them, oh, you were bullying them, or targeting them, or making fun of them in front of everyone or something. But really, I feel like you just said what should have been said a long time ago. Like, I don't think it is as unfair as this person makes it out to be. I don't think they see themselves as a victim here, but really you have been victimized by this person for many years, I think. And so I feel like, you go girl, like you did the right thing, like you yeah, I think you shouldn't be like, you shouldn't worry about this person talking shit about you behind your back, because of course they are gonna try to turn this around and turn it against you, like that you were the one who were troubled for saying all these things. Like they are gonna try to turn it around because they want to change people's perspective on them. Like they don't want to look like this loser that you made them out to be. And so in order to win some of the respect back from the rest of the family members, they need to kind of throw you under the bus and try to make it seem like you were the one who were insane for doing this, even though it wasn't insane at all. But yeah, that's what happens when we talk back at people. Like it comes with the territory. You can't really talk back at someone and expect them to not try to ruin your reputation behind your back. Like they are gonna make an attempt, but I don't think they are gonna actually succeed at this, because people know that this person is either a creep or very, very offensive or very, very old-fashioned in their beliefs, and people know that they kind of cross the boundaries of people on a daily basis. Like, and people know, and they see your side of the story here, and I feel like they sympathize with you more than they sympathize with this person. So they can try to kind of make it out as if you were the problem, but people can tell that it was the other way around. So don't worry about that. So yeah. But I think that's all I have for you, group number 5. I hope this reading was helpful, and if it was, please subscribe to my channel. And if you want a personal reading from me, check the description box below for more information on how to get one. And have a great day, and bye. Hello, group number 6. You chose this Influence of the Angels tarot deck, and I will start with some channeling, and then I will shuffle the cards for you. Group number 6. So, Spirit, can you answer this question for group number 6? The people who will choose group number 6. What's the gossip on group number 6? What's the gossip on the people who will choose group number 6? I feel like people don't gossip about you. Like people don't talk about you behind your back, and it's mostly because people see you as a very loyal person, honest person, and they know that you wouldn't talk about them behind their back. Like they know that you're not the type of person who would share rumors or say something to people's face and then say something completely different behind their back. Like they know that you're not two-faced. They know that you're a very like you're the type of person who would never lie about anyone and never say anything dishonest. Like never be, like people just don't see you as a fake person. People see you as very genuine, very authentic, also very likable, very pure, and innocent in a way, in the sense that you would never hurt anyone on purpose, and you would never believe anyone if they say something about another person. Like you don't believe in gossip, you don't believe in rumors. Like if some people are talking about someone else with you, I think you're the type of person who tells them to stop doing that in your presence, because you don't like it when people are talking about someone who's not in the room and who's not there to defend themselves. Like you want people to be there, so they have a fair chance to actually tell people if it's true or not. And I think people just see you as a very, very respectable person. People have a lot of respect for you, and so they would never gossip about you. They might talk about you behind your back but they don't say anything that they wouldn't say to you in person, to your face. Like I think people talk about you behind your back, like, but they talk very highly of you. Like they just describe you to people. Like if people don't know you, then people who actually know you, they describe you to those people, and like and the description that they have of you is very positive. There's something about you being very smart that I think people quote you, like when you're not there. People like tell some anecdotes that you shared with them, or tell some stories that you have told them, or tell some of the jokes that you've made. Like I feel like people share some of the things that you have told them, and quote you, and I think it's mostly because people are very fascinated by you and feel like you have actually told them a lot of things that really changed their perspective, made them realize things about life and the universe, and like things that really broadened their horizon and made them really think more deeply, and like made them really realize certain things, have some epiphanies about their purpose in life. I think you're very good at having one-on-one conversations with people where you actually make the other person feel like they are the main character. Like that you're very good at making people feel important. Like you see them, you notice them, and you're good at lifting them up, lifting their confidence up, complimenting them, pointing out what they are good at. So I think people really think highly of you also because you've made them feel very good about themselves, and you're very charismatic. Like you're a very good listener. You're very good at making people feel listened to, like that you notice the things that people say to you. Like if people tell you that their dog died, then like a month later when you see the person again, you remember that their dog died, and then you ask them like how are they feeling, or something like that. Or like you notice the small details, and you're good at incorporating those details into the conversations, so that people actually know that you paid attention last time you spoke to them, and you remember the conversation that you had with them. And so people really like that about you, that you pay attention and you seem to be actually genuinely interested in them. Okay, so with the Five of Wands reversed, I think people see you, people talk about you as very undramatic, very unconflict, like you're not searching for conflict. You go away every time there's a conflict. Like you don't want to be a part of it. Like you want to kind of stay neutral, and also like mostly just walk away. Like if someone gets at you or starts trying to rile you up about something, then you, instead of getting angry or feeding into it, you just walk away. And I think people talk about you as very neutral, very good at not engaging in the drama. And with the Hanged Man reversed, I think people talk about you as very pointedly, or like very good at keeping appointments, always being on time. That you also give people your time, like you're very generous with your time. So like when you're talking to people, you don't rush them because you have something else that you want to be doing. You listen to them and you let them talk for as long as they need to. And people really like that about you, that you're so, what's it called? Like you're so patient with people. And with Death reversed, I think people see you as very very lively, very innocent, very childlike in a good way, where you're like you're very like very scheduled, and you have everything planned out. So you're not childish, but you have certain qualities to you where you can look at things from the perspective of a child. And so maybe you are also very good at seeing the needs of children, like the children around you. Like you might, like maybe you have been like babysitting your nieces or nephews, or people in your life, like children in your life. And I think people have noticed that you're very good at seeing their needs, seeing what they, what is most beneficial for the child, and like very good at attending to them, to their needs, in a way where it's not like you're not spoiling them. You set boundaries, but you do it in a way where it's very empathetic, because you can see it from the child's perspective, and you can talk to I feel like you can talk to children in a very diplomatic way, where it's like you can kind of roll them around your finger. Like you can, you have a way with making children kind of do what you want them to, but make it seem like it's their idea in the first place, or kind of, even though that sounds a bit bad, but it's actually good. It's like being a child whisperer. Like you can kind of make the child do what's actually good for the child, because sometimes the child doesn't know what's best for them, so they come up with all these demands that they want, but it's actually not what they actually want. Truly, they just want a nap, but they are like, they tell the adults around them that they want to go to a park, or they want to go to the cinema, or they want to go to this and that, or do this or that, but I think you're just good at just telling, oh, you need a nap. You're riled up. This is just you being overtired. Like I just feel like you can tell what a child needs. Like you even though the child doesn't know what it needs, but you can tell, and the parents might not know what the child needs, but you can tell what's actually going on. So I think you have a very good way with children, and I think it's because you're very good at empathizing with children, and maybe also adults. Like maybe you're an empath, so maybe you can just tell what people around you are feeling. You can sense what they need on a deeper level than what they might think they need. And yeah, I think also with death, I think death reversed, I think people can tell like that you're like, I think people talk about you as a constant in their life, like you're the lighthouse, like you're always there to shine your light on people, like you're a very reliable person. You are someone people can go to with their issues, like if they have problems, they know they can always go to you, because you're like this constant in their life, like you're a reliable person who's always there, like you're and you don't move around, you don't transform yourself to a version of yourself that is non-recognizable, like you kind of stay the same, and it makes people very comfortable because they always know what to expect from you. They always know like you're not a changeable person, like you're also very strict on your principles, so people can't influence you to the point where suddenly you believe in something completely different, or suddenly you have lost all your principles because someone made a good case or something, like, but it's like you're very rooted in your personality, like your personality is very rooted, like it's very it's always like you keep this being the same, even if you like I think you develop, like I think you have developed a lot over the years, but the pillars stay the same, like the skeleton is still the same, the skeleton of your personality. Then you might add some things, but people like some people are more chaotic, some people have a tendency to just change their whole persona over like a short period of time, and suddenly the person is unrecognizable, like the personality is unrecognizable, and you just feel like, well, where did the person that I used to know disappear? Like where is that person? But with you, I feel like people always feel like when they meet you, even after 3 years, like it's like no time has passed, because you're the same and they are the same, and it's like, and I feel like your friends, they don't even feel like they need to stay in touch, because it's like no matter how much time passes, every time you meet up with your friends, it's always like no time has passed at all. Like it's always like you just start talking about the same things as you used to talk about, and you're just like everything is just the same, and people like that. People like that they always know what to expect, and that they can always, like, if everything is chaos in their life, if everything is changing, like then there's something nostalgic about coming back to you and feeling like everything is just like it was before, like everything is just the same, and it's something that people like. It's this familiarity that makes people want to keep coming back to you, because you are the lighthouse. Like when people feel like they don't really know who they are anymore, they go to you and ask you who they are, because you know, it's also because they also know that you know them. So it's like when they need you as this mirror to remind themselves of who they actually are when they get confused, and when people start, like when things happen and they stop remembering themselves, then it's just very like it's so wonderful to have someone like you that can remind them of what they've lost and what they've forgotten and what they and get back to who they used to be. And I feel like you can give them that. You can give them that gift, and it's worth so much to the people around you that I feel like they talk about this with each other or with people that you don't know, like, but they talk about you as this person, this constant in their life, this lighthouse that reminds them of who they are even when they don't really know anymore. And it's very beautiful. It's a very beautiful energy. It's angelic. It's like you're an angelic being in these people's lives. And it's very, very beautiful. So that's very positive. So yeah, but that's all I have for you, group number 6. I hope this reading was helpful, and if it was, please subscribe to my channel. And if you want a personal reading from me, check the description box below for more information on how to get one. And have a great day, and bye.